Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well, having a really great day. This video, I am gonna turn on the OCTOSERVER. Okay, this is specifically the OCTOSERVER, the new 4U-E12G-ROME. And we just did the unboxing video for this thing last week, and it was incredibly heavy, over 130 pounds for this thing. So it was quite a surprise that I got this thing. I didn't even get the tracking number, but it arrived in one piece. So I'm just curious to see if this thing will turn on. And I also want to test fit an RTX 3090 in this OCTOSERVER here. We're gonna see how it looks. I'm gonna put the PCIe cables for the power at the top here, and we're gonna see if it, goes in okay, just to see, if I can close the lid on this thing as well. And then I also want to see once we can get into the BIOS of this thing, just to see the processor, because I don't know which AMD EPYC processor is in here. We do know though there is 256 gigs of RAM and also two Samsung 990 Pro 4TB NVMe drives in here, which is really baller. Okay, so I've got my VGA monitor plugged in. Okay, this thing, the video out is gonna be only VGA, okay, right there. So I do have a VGA connection that I'm gonna plug in. All right, so let's turn this thing on before we put in a GPU. Okay, I just want to make sure I can get into the BIOS, as well as we need a mouse and keyboard. Okay, we're gonna do this in real time here, guys. I have not turned this thing on. I don't know if this thing works or not. I did make sure to triple check all the cables. I reseated most of the RAM, and yeah, just make sure nothing was, loose. And yeah, because this thing was quite heavy. It was basically freighted to me in a wooden box, so quite heavy. And yeah, but otherwise everything looks to be in. Okay, I have the power. Actually, no, power's not in. So let's do these three, and then we'll see if we can see it on the monitor. Okay, so we're gonna plug in 240 volts. Okay, power. Oh, looks like we got some sounds here. Looks like we got one power supply on by the looks of it. Okay, I'm gonna plug in the other two here. Okay, it looks like another one came on. Plug in the third one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we should see three power supplies here. Yeah, I see 1, 2, 3 green lights. Okay, all right. Now, yeah, I don't think this thing is on because I didn't hear the CPU fan. So there is a power button on this thing. Okay, so let's press it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All the fans are going. That's a lot of air on the back. A lot of air going through here. Okay, let's see if it shows up on the screen. Make sure I have power here. Oh, yeah. No signal. D-sub input is connected. Click OK to automatically switch to D-sub. Oh, wasn't on VGA. No signal. Okay, maybe it's still turning on. Oh, I do see. I guess this thing it tells if there's any errors on the motherboard. Looks like it's still cycling through. It might be okay after this. Let's see. Still cycling. Oh, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Waiting for BMC initializing. Okay, I don't know what that means, but looks like it is going through some stuff. Okay, that's really cool. All right, good to know. It just definitely takes a while. Servers do take a while to boot up. Okay, all right, so I'm assuming I'm gonna hit F2 on the keyboard. I'm gonna take you guys through this whole thing. I wanna see how long it takes to get this thing initialized. This thing is very loud. You guys can definitely hear it. Even the exhaust fan is turning the fan on the 3090. Bad date and time, yeah, initializing. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, what's gonna come up here next? Oh, now it's cycling. I see a different error. Yeah, it looks like it was just rebooting. Okay, maybe something will come up now. Let's see. The VGA is still plugged in. Haven't gotten into F2 or delete. I haven't been able to get in the BIOS yet. Oh, okay. VLAN, okay, Northbridge, initialization. All right, it's still going. Alright, is this where I can hit F2 now? Yes! Okay, F2. Entering setup, ASRock. This is an ASRock rack, I guess, motherboard. I've never heard of ASRock rack. So maybe this is their like server edition motherboard. That's pretty cool. Okay, entering setup. Let's see what the specs, I guess the CPU is the main thing I'm curious about. Real time. Alright, now we're gonna get the BIOS. Okay, F2, delete, oh, okay, oh, that went too fast. Okay, alright, oh my god, here we go. We have an AMD EPYC 7543 32 core processor. Now, do all the RAM sticks show up? Let's see. Let's see, we're supposed to have 8 sticks essentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes! 32 gig sticks each one, so 256 gigs of memory. DDR4, 3200 ECC, Samsung memory. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, that processor, 7543 32 core processor. That's, I don't know how much that processor costs, but that's pretty cool. Okay, there's a bunch of other stuff here I obviously haven't not gotten into. Yeah, it looks like the X550, is that the 10 gigabit? That must be the 10 gigabit. The 2 ports on the front. Yeah, that must be the 10 gigabit NIC. And then the 1 gigabit and IPMI. I don't know which one's the IPMI, but 10 gigabit is what I'll definitely use. Alright, that's really cool, guys. Okay, I want to put in a GPU now. So let's turn this thing off. This is probably really loud for you guys. Let's turn it off now. Okay. Oh, just loud, man. I should have got my decibel reader. It definitely would have been like 95 or 100 decibels or something. Very, 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 very loud. But that is really cool. A lot of airflow. A lot of dust was popping up. Okay, let's try to put the 3090 into the Octo server just to see how it looks. Okay, so let's do it right now. Let's do this in real time here. I'm gonna try it in this slot right here. Gotta put it in very carefully. Okay, make sure, line it up. I'm trying to do this with one hand. It's probably a bad idea. Okay, I think I did it. Okay. Okay, I just have to screw it in. Well, I actually don't really need to screw it in. Okay, it's in. How does that look? Alright, if I, looking at that. Okay, yeah, it looks like there's definitely, I don't know, half an inch height here, but I think the biggest question is, well, the PCIe here, which the power for this Asus Strix is at the top. So how is that gonna work? So the accessory box that came with the Octo server, okay, so I do have the 12 pin for the like RTX 4090s, okay, and I'm not using these because I don't have any 4090s, but it did come with the 8 pin to 8 pin, I believe. No, I don't think these are 8 pin to like 8 pin PCIe to 8 pin PCIe. I think it's EPS to 8 pin, okay, which I was reading here on the disclaimer here, the warning, okay, only use GPU PCIe power cables supplied with the server. Reverse EPS pinout on the GPU power delivery PCB, 6000 watt max. So look at that. Look, this is not your typical PCIe. This is EPS, like CPU. So this is how they wire it on this part here. So it's a different pinout than, normal, I guess, PCIe to PCIe. This is like CPU EPS to PCIe. Okay, so that's something that these cables are. Looking at this, okay, this end here, yeah, this definitely looks like, yeah, the CPU pinout. Okay, so yellow, and then 4 grounds, okay, which are the bottom ones. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay, so that's good to know. Not your typical 8 pin to 8 pin PCIe is gonna work in this. So, okay, well, let me just try, let's put one in now. Okay, let's just see how long these are, which, I think normally these Octo servers are going to be meant for GPUs that are like blower style and have the 8 pins on the back, not on the top like this. So just by looking at this, it looks like this might not be long enough. These PCIe cables are not long enough just by looking at this right now. So I'm gonna try to put an 8 pin here, okay, which is actually tight. Yeah, that's not gonna work. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, see, look how tight that is. That's definitely not long enough. So looks like I'm gonna need some custom EPS to 8 pin cables now, because definitely this cable, or the ones that came with it, are not gonna be long enough. Yeah, I don't see any longer ones here. Yeah, they're all the same size. So yeah, this is okay. Well, I won't be able to. Well, I wasn't going to run, like, I'm not running VAST or anything right now in this video anyway. That's actually something I want to talk about in another video about the configuration of this server. Okay, so, alright, so I'm going to talk with the veteran miner. I think the veteranminer.com or GPUcables.com, he sells EPS to 8 pin cables, so that's something I'll talk to him about and probably get a whole bunch. I think I need 18, because if I'm going to do 6 3090s, okay, that'll be 3 8 pins each to EPS, that'll be 18. I need 18 of these cables if I do 6 3090s, yeah. Okay, but if I were to do like 4090s, okay, I should have no issue because these cables are here. So, but I don't have 4090s, right? So that's one thing. I'm gonna talk about that in another video. I don't know if I want to spend, you know, 12,000 or 13, 14,000 on, you know, 4090s, because that's a pretty penny. But I would love to do that. But actually another question I have is, well, if I put 6 4090s here, including into this slot here, right? There's actually spots for 6 of them, okay? And there's also 12 slots, right? But if I run 6 of them, they'll be at the full X16 lanes. But if I do 12 GPUs, which obviously I can't do 12 4090s, it'll be, you know, if I do smaller GPUs, they'll only be at 8x lane speed, okay, versus, because I'll be filling up all 12, right, if I did that. But I think I'm only going to do big boy cards in here, so 6. But yeah, will the CPU be able to handle AMD EPYC 7543? Is that capable of powering or supporting the compute load for 6 4090s, if I did 4090s on this CPU? You guys let me know down below your guys' experience for anyone that does VAST.ai, or even with 6 3090s. Will that CPU be sufficient enough, you know, with the 256 gigs of RAM? Is that going to be sufficient enough for some type of AI, you know, compute workload? So that's what I'm going to be trying with, I guess, VAST.ai. That would probably be the first platform that I'm going to try. There's obviously a lot of different platforms out there, but so I am on OCTOSERVER.com, okay, and this is the one that I have specifically, the 4U-E12G-ROME. So you can actually, for anyone that's interested, okay, and interested in buying one of these things, they actually have a like a shop here, okay, that you can configure your Octo server. So this is pretty cool, okay. So the CPU that I have is the 7543, and that tacks on another almost $1,000 for that CPU, right? But initially it does include, I guess included is the 7282 EPYC 16 core. All right, that's included. So if I tacked on another $1,000 for the extra 7543 CPU, that's another like $944 there. Okay, but one thing I was looking at is they do sell the OCTOSERVER RTX 4090 AI 24 gigabyte GDDR6, you know, GPU here, full length, dual slot, okay. Passive cooler. All right, so this one doesn't have any fans, okay? The OCTOSERVER one, I guess you don't need it because these fans, like you guys heard earlier, and also the airflow that I felt was definitely sufficient enough, right? Also the 3 120mm hot swappable fans in the middle, okay? So yeah, pretty cool that I can just take these out like that. That's actually pretty awesome. But anyways, yeah, so I was looking at that, I'm like, should I purchase, you know, 6 of these? Well, that's gonna obviously raise up the price, right? So configured price, I guess, yeah, I haven't configured everything else, but you know, it's gonna start adding all up, right? And if I did 256 gigs of memory here, okay, or no, looks like if we did 32 gig sticks, and then if I did 8, just like the one I have right now configured, that tacks on, you know, a bit more money there. Okay, and then I have the 4 terabyte SSDs. That's going to tack on another, let's see if I do 2. Okay, that's going to tack on another, that's going to tack on another like 600, 700 bucks right there. And then network card, NVIDIA, NVLink. No, I don't think we need that. Okay, the 10 gig network card, yeah, it looks like that's already included. A 2-port, yeah, that's the one I have already. Okay, that's included. And it does come with cables as well. Operating system, don't need that. Okay, so we're at a total, pretty much, if I deck this thing out with the 4090s, it's gonna cost pretty much almost 20 grand. Okay, 20 grand for this AI, like Octo miner, for this Octo server, which is insanity. Man, I wish I had 20 grand, or I guess 12 or 13 grand to add 6 more 4090s in this. So maybe I will, but you know what? I'm gonna leave that conversation for another video. I want to get into more, like, you know, I'm not, you know, an expert in this stuff. So when it comes to PCIe lanes, Gen 5, you know, these are like the PCIe riser boards, whichever here, that, you know, PCIe Gen 5 capable. So is there applications or compute methods that actually support, that will actually fully utilize this type of bandwidth at X16 lane Gen 5? I don't know. These are all questions that I want to ask in another video. But guys, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to turn this thing on, see what processor I had, made it sure it worked, and the BIOS seemed to work good, and test fit a 3090 in this thing. Looks like, yeah, it fits pretty good. And actually now, just thinking about it, if I were to close the lid, yeah, it looks like I can definitely close the lid. It's no issue here. The height of the PCIe cable shouldn't be an issue. But okay, my friends, that's all I wanted to do in this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and links down below if you guys are interested in these types of servers. Obviously they do cost a pretty penny. I mean, you're getting into the big boy game of enterprise equipment, right? This is this is it. This is big boy, you know, enterprise hardware, and you're getting into the realm of, you know, people that utilize this stuff in data centers and utilizing it for very high compute workloads, and lots of RAM, CPU, lots of GPUs, power, everything. This is really cool. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out.